Let's go. Welcome everybody to Conversation with Jay. I'm your host, Minister Jay Willis. We about to do this thing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome everybody to Conversation with Jay. I am so excited. So excited to be bringing you the very first episode of Face Yourself. Face Yourself was really discovered when on this journey of mine to become a better version of myself. I noticed that a lot of people on different podcasts and on different shows, they get paid by the market, basically, of talking about what's hot and talking about what's in and talk about what's the latest, right? But in this season of my life, I feel like facing yourself is so important. I feel like we're on a journey. If we look at ourselves in the mirror, we'll make better fathers, make better people, make better just co-workers and everything. So I really feel like this season and this whole these episodes that God has given me, it's going to be really a great blessing to people. So here we go. So in this episode, the very first episode, I'm going to talk about my struggles a lot. I'm going to talk about a lot of my insecurities. I'm going to be very hot, which is honest, open, and transparent for the better building of somebody else. I really feel like in this season, if we be honest and we be open and we be transparent, it really can help somebody else make it. I really believe if somebody know that you're not alone in your struggle, or you're not alone in your insecurity, or you're not alone in your journey of weight loss, or whatever your journey is, you're not alone. So the whole purpose of Face Yourself is me looking into the mirror, exposing myself, talking about myself, not in a negative way, but literally talking about my journey on the road to becoming the best version of myself through the power of Jesus Christ. All right. So I said my name. Let me talk a little bit about some of my struggles. One of the things I'm learning that I struggle with a lot, I am so impatient. And I really have a hard time trusting people. And tonight is not people problems, so I will deal with that on my next show. I have a whole show dealing with just people problems, period. I'm not dealing with that. I'm talking about me and me only. And one of the things I learned is my impatience and my insecurity of not trusting people, what it does is it caused me to trip out and make silly mistakes that don't have to be made, all because I'm in a rush, or all because I'm in my own head, or all because I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get to that, I gotta get to that, I gotta get to that. And literally I'm learning, slow down, think about what you're doing, and understand it's okay not to have everything all under control in that moment. Like, it's okay not to have everything done. It's okay to relax sometimes. It's okay to just chill out and not trip so much. So really, I be tripping. Like, I'm throwing myself under the bus. One of the reasons why I be tripping is because I really have huge dreams. Man, I got a millionaire mindset with a $2 budget. I literally, like, I want to do so much for so many people and so much for myself and my family, and I just want to just splurge and spend all this money. And then God has to remind me, and my wife have to remind me, and I'm so grateful for having good people around me to remind me, Jay, you're not there yet, but that don't mean you're never going to be there. So one of the points I want to make to people is just because you're not there yet, that doesn't mean you will never get there. So slow down, chill out, and enjoy the journey of life. Enjoy the journey of learning. Like I said, so one of the things I be tripping about, I said I'm talking about I be tripping. One of the things I be tripping about is getting my dreams, making my dreams a reality. Sometimes your dreams can become your biggest crutch or your biggest issue because you want to do so much, right? You want to become whatever you want to become, whether that's a doctor, lawyer, star, or songwriter, a teacher, whatever it is that you want to become. Sometimes you will let your dreams control your whole life. And then when it's not time yet, you'll feel like people don't love you, people not supporting you. You feel insecure. You feel like I'll never get it done. And God is like, it's not the fact that you'll never get it done. It's not the fact that it won't happen. It's just the fact maybe right now it's not time. It's a time and a place for everything, right? Ecclesiastes 3 talks about there's a time and a place in every season of your life. There's a time and a place for it. And so what I'm learning now, how not to trip so much is understanding the timing that I'm in right now. Understanding if I'm supposed to be writing, I can't be writing and recording. If I'm supposed to be editing, I can't be editing and filming. If I'm supposed to be working, I can't be working literally at my physical job and preaching. You know what I'm saying? I'm understanding now there's a time and a place for everything, and relinquish your control to the season that you're in. I'm learning to okay, Jay Willis, you need to chill out. Understand that there's a certain season in your life where everything that you're dreaming about is going to happen. So you don't have to trip so much. You don't have to try to do so much because now you're broke, now you're lonely, now you feel like everybody done failed you, all because you didn't identify the time that you're in. What is God saying to you right now? Right now, this is what the scripture means when he said, give us this day our daily bread. That means, what is it today that I'm supposed to be doing? And one thing I'm learning is be okay with where you are and who you are. Oh my Lord. If you're just a cook at McDonald's, or if you're just a social worker, or if you're just a real estate agent, or if you're just someone that's raising a family, or whatever you are right now, learn how to be okay in the state. Oh Lord, I feel this. Learn how to be okay in the state you're in right this moment. Why? Because trust me, there is someone wishing, believe it or not, I'm telling you, there's someone wishing they can be where you are. I don't know who gonna watch this, and I feel like me saying that is gonna stir up so much stuff. You don't know where I am. You can't say that, but I'm telling you, if you're a mom, there's some people that wish they could have kids. If you got any type of job, any type of income, I don't care if you bring it home $400. I don't care if you bring home $3,000. I don't care if you bring it home $20. Literally, there are some people wishing, believe it or not, they can make some type of money, like for real. And the enemy want to rob you of your peace with where you are. And God is like, I need you to be okay. This is what he told me, Jay, be okay with where you are. Quick story, right? I got my first job when I was 17. My first job was a lot like other people's first job. My first job was McDonald's, right? That was literally my first job. I started on fries. I was 17 years old and I started on fries. Shout out to Michael Perkins. I hope he watch it. Shout out to Michael Perkins. I was 17 years old, started on French fries, and that's all I could do is be on fries. Somewhere or another, they moved to drive-through, and I sucked at drive-through. I could not keep up with the pace. I had drinks spilling because in drive-through, y'all, it's like literally all kind of stuff. And I absolutely love working at McDonald's because it was my first job, and I was trying to pay for my car. And my father was like, "Hey, you're getting ready to graduate, and I need you to either work or go to college or figure out what you want to do with your life." And I was cool with that, like 100% cool with that. And I really wanted to go to school, but because of all my education stuff, if you follow me, you know I was in special education. I ain't got to go through all that. You knew I was in special education. If you follow me, you know I got out of special education, graduated in regular ed classes, and I just struggled throughout school. If you didn't know that, you know now, right? So I'm gonna skip all that part. Um, 17 years old on fries. Cool with fries. Then they had me in the back making burgers. But when rush hour came, I didn't move fast enough. I I loved McDonald's. I ain't dissing it at all. I loved it because it's my very first job, right? So on fries, doing what I needed to do to at this time not really take care of a family, but at this time just pay my car note. My dad said, "Hey, that's the agreement. Pay your car note and give me a little bit of something for rent until you figure out whether you want to go to school, go back to Dallas or whatever." I was in Springfield, Illinois. Shout out to Wabash. So yeah, all of that happened. They put me as a cashier. That moment changed my whole entire life when it comes to working. Cashier, I was interacting with customers. Interacting with customers, to make a long story short, there was a customer that came into McDonald's and literally had an issue with her debit card. For whatever reason, this was when the chips first came in, because young people, we wasn't always chips in cars. We had regular cars. So that when the chip came in, there was something going on with our chip and something going on with the machine, and she was upset. I said, "Let me try it." I rung her up. She was so happy. On my break, she pulled me aside and said, "Hey, I see where you are, but you have excellent customer service skills. How about you come work for my company?" I did not know in that moment that I was ringing up a manager over a call center that paid me more than what I was currently getting paid. Now, I told you I was struggling in all of the areas. I was struggling in drive through. I was struggling in on the fries. I was struggling in the back. Of course I can wash dishes, but it was something about working in customer care. It was something about working with customers. Now, currently, shoot, I'm 34 down, about to be 34 now. 33, about to be 34. I'm currently in customer service. It was something about working with customers that set my life up. But if I didn't accept where I was, I wouldn't have never discovered that part of my life. That's the whole point I'm trying to make with the job story. Once you accept where you are, I'm telling you, that will teach you where you're supposed to be. Accept the failures. Oh my Lord. Accept the falls. Accept the hurt. Accept the shame. Accept the being talked about. Because I was talked about when I was on the fries. I was talked about when I was doing drive through. I was talked about when I was making burgers slow. But I was also talked about in the positive way when I was on customer care. Now, what if I just quit, right? What if I said, you know what? This ain't working out. I'm failing, and McDonald's should be easy, and I'm too slow or stupid or dumb or whatever I was talking about myself then. I'm too whatever to even do a McDonald's job. So now, what if I would have just quit? I would have missed out on the customer service job that God had in store for me in the right season of my life. What I'm saying is, don't be so quick to run away from adversity. Don't be so quick to run away from a challenging moment. And I'm telling you, if I did not have a responsibility, knowing me, I probably would have quit. Just telling you the truth. You never know what God will use to keep you on your right path. That's the next point I want to make. You do not know what God is going to use to keep you on your right path. Throwing myself under the bus. Let's go. Another story of my life. Very, 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 very transparent moment. I'm going to talk about it. I'm off papers, so I'm going to talk about it. I first moved to Texas in 2010. In 2010,
Your boy thought he was in love. I am not saying names because I don't want to be sued, but I thought I was in love. I was just head over heels for this girl. Everybody told me to leave this girl alone. Thank God it's not my current wife. So don't say, you married? No, yes, I'm married now. But the girl I was in love with wasn't my wife. My wife didn't do this, right? I don't even think the girl really wanted to deal with me, right? But once again, I told y'all I be so impatient, and the second I grab a vision or the second I think something is happening, I'm just going over the heels. I don't care what nobody feel. It's all about what Jay feel, and that's a problem. That's a problem because in a relationship, there's two people. So I'm digging this person and not even discovering whether or not she's digging me, right? Because I'm so in my own head. Once I get a vision, I'm going with it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. That's not always good. I don't advise anybody to do that at all. Make a long story short, my grandmother called me and said, Jay, you know all about Jesus and she know all about the streets. You are not a street guy and you can't save her. It's best that you leave her alone before you end up in trouble. Shortly after that, I call her, she answers the phone. My crazy self decides I'm going to go over this chick house just to see what's going on. Why did I do that? I go over there. Of course, the guy is over there. Me and the guy get into a fight. Jump in my car. The guy is on the phone. The girl is on the phone. Next thing I know, I turn around. It's 6 guys getting ready to jump on me. I jump in my car. I know. My wife is in the room with me, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you was being too transparent." I love it. It's literally 6 guys getting ready to jump on me, and I jump in my car, and I just pulled off, and it didn't matter who was in my way. Just put it like that. Someone was in my way, and I kept going. Y'all can put this 2 and 2 together. Yeah, that's what it was. All right. So that led to me going to jail. I've been in church all of my life. I don't know nothing about jail at all. I don't know nothing about handcuffs. I don't know nothing about sleeping on the floor. I don't know nothing about the different color bracelets. I don't know anything about anything, right? So I go to jail and I get out of jail. I'm getting ready in my mind. I hate Texas now. I hate Texas. I'm not staying here. I have nothing here to do. This is absolutely everybody's fault but my own. I'm telling you, I'm throwing myself under the bus. I blame everybody. Well, if my mom didn't need help, I wouldn't be here. If my sister didn't need, I would just literally everybody. It was everybody else's fault but Jamathan. I never looked in the mirror until probably now in my life. That's why I want to share this journey. I'm telling you, all that stuff happened to me, and I was like, Jesus, I really need you to speak to me. And what they said is 4 years probation. We're not going to send you to jail. We're not going to send you to prison, but we got to give you something because of the situation or whatever. And it's like your word versus their word, whatever. Make a long story short, 4 years probation. In those 4 years, one of the major things, the major rule is you cannot leave the state. I told you earlier in this, God sometimes uses really, really tragic things to keep you in place so you don't miss out on the promises and the blessings that he has for you. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I'm not this podcast. It's not like a faith building podcast, but I want you to know I serve God. So a lot of the topics I'm going to use God's name a lot. He knows what to do to keep you in place so you don't miss out on your blessing. In those 4 years, I met my wife. I had beautiful children. I done got nice connections through music. I was able to go to the studio. Oh my goodness. It's been, even though I had to pay money, even though I had to go through a tragic situation, God needed me still. I don't know who that word is for, but God is saying, I need you to be still so I can unlock you, so you can live a life unlocked, so I can show you your blessing, so I can show you promises. It goes back to my McDonald's story. If I would have just said I suck and I'm just going through and I'm just going to leave, I would have missed out on that a job opportunity. Same thing. If the judge didn't tell me I had to stay here, you better believe I was on my way back to Illinois because I was done with the city. I didn't even have my music out. And if I would have left, I would have missed out on my beautiful wife. I would have missed out on having beautiful children. I would have missed out on having connections with singers and songwriters and musicians. I would have missed out on having some great service. I would have probably missed out on discovering a podcast. When I was in Illinois, I wasn't thinking about, thank you, I wasn't thinking about podcasts. I wasn't thinking about writing a show. I was always writing songs. I didn't think I could write a movie. I didn't think maybe I could write a TV show. I wasn't thinking like that. I was so narrow minded. And it took God to use that situation. The situation wasn't God, the situation was all me. So I'm not saying, you got to understand the difference. And I'll talk about that on People Problems, right? You got to understand the difference. Some issues is you. Me going to jail was me. That wasn't Jesus. I could have stayed my happy self at home. I could have sat down. I could have listened to somebody. I could have definitely listened to my 80-year-old grandmother that's anointed and prophetic and everything. She definitely knew what she was talking about. But I didn't want to listen. And even in not listening, God still blessed me. I'm off papers. I'm off probation. I got a really great job. When the probation officer told me I would never make no money, God has blessed me where I'm making really, really good money. When I never thought I could afford a house, I got blessed to be in a beautiful home with a beautiful wife and a beautiful children. And I'm looking in my life now because it's been a lot of seasons where I was like, man, I should have never did that. I should have never made that way. I should have never put that out there. I should have never went over her house. I should have never came to Texas. And I was looking at all the negative, but I wasn't looking at the positive that came after the negative. What am I trying to tell you? Do not allow the enemy to let you see all of your negative. You have to have both. If you look at a car battery, you have a positive side and a negative side. And if your battery dies, you just can't jump the positive to get a response out of that battery. You're going to have to put the jumper cables on the positive and the negative in order for your car to start. What am I saying? In life, God has to put some jumper cables on the positive and the negative and to give you a charge and a boost to keep you moving forward in life. So I want you to do me a favor as I end this show. I want you to face yourself in this season. I want you to say, it's okay that I mess up. It's okay that I don't feel like I'm the greatest. Because if I thought I was the greatest, or if I thought I could do it all by myself, where's God at in that? Where do I need the Father? If I can do it all alone, where do I need the Father? And I'm telling you, also understand, why am I in this season? Why am I where I'm at? Why am I in the predicament I'm in? What negative is needed for me to go? Oh my God. What positive is needed for me to go? What balance is needed for me to jumpstart my life? I feel God is getting ready to use some of us that's watching this show as a jump start. But we have to accept where we are. We have to say, God, I'm not pleased with where I'm at, but I'm going to accept it until you change it. And I will keep working. I never stop working. Trust me, I don't even talk about how many jobs I done had. I never stopped working. I never, even when I wasn't listening, even when we went through so much stuff. I had to stay with my in-laws. We done been through a lot of stuff, right? And that whole probation, that created a whirlwind of jobs and who accept probationaries and who don't and who have clean backgrounds. And so it took me throughout a whole, like literally that season of me not being obedient literally took me down a whirlwind of just problem after problem and credit problems and all kind of stuff and just all kind of problems. But I stayed in place. I did not allow my negative to outweigh my positive. I heard Apostle, Prophet, Pastor Todd Hall say something, and this is what I'm going to end on. He said, my good days outweigh my bad days. They may not outnumber them, but they will outweigh them. That means the weight of my good days is stronger. It has more potency. It has more thickness than my bad days. And I'm telling you today, as I end the introduction show, I want you to know everything will work out for your good, but don't turn the mirror on other folks. If you really want a blessing in this season, follow me as I follow Christ. Face yourself. Look in the mirror and say, God, okay, where am I at? God, what do you want me to change, or what do you want me to just chill out about? What areas do you want me to fix, or what areas do you want me to surrender? I literally was told just a few days ago, God was like, Jay, you're too much in control of stuff. I need you to relinquish your control so I can control your life. I want you to give me what you can handle and what you can't handle. A lot of people only give God what they can handle, but never give God what they can't handle, but never give God what they can handle. And I'm learning now, as I face myself and as I go down the journey of becoming a better version of myself, I'm learning to really give God what I can control and also what I can't control. And I really want you to be blessed in this season. So I'm going to throw myself under the bus a lot just so you can be a better version of yourself. And remember that you're not alone. This is Conversation with Jay. Episode 1 is done. God bless y'all. Peace.